Fawkner Outdoor Pool has an uncertain future. Apparently the City of Moreland wants to repurpose it. I don't know what else you would use a pool for other than swimming. Anyway, we'll find out shortly. Okay, back in 1994, when I was a very small part of it, there was a campaign to save the Fitzroy Pool. Well, in a moment, we've got another pool that needs to be saved, this time in the City of Moreland. So why would we ever get rid of a public swimming pool? I mean, once you get rid of one, you very rarely build one again. They take up a lot of land, they're expensive to do. As I mentioned just minutes ago, the Fitzroy Pool, famous outdoor 50-metre pool in inner Melbourne, was slated for closure by the old, I think back then it might have been the Fitzroy Council. I don't know if we had the City of Yarra back then, but anyway, at the time, the relevant council said, it's too expensive and not enough people use it. And I remember the comedian John Clark led the charge against its closure, late great John Clark. He said, well, there are plenty of footpaths out there that don't earn a cent in revenue and not that many people walk on them. Does that mean we tear them up and get rid of them? And the answer was, of course not. And the Fitzroy Pool was saved. Now, we've got an exercise and obesity crisis, but why would you get rid of an asset that helps people get the exercise that we all need? Residents in the suburbs of Doveton and Fawkner are organising to preserve their outdoor pools from what commissioners in the City of Casey call a redesign, and the City of Moreland has dubbed a repurposing. So we've got two public pools here which look like they're going to be, turned into something else. Joining us on the line now, the Save Fawkner Outdoor Pool spokesperson, Jenny Chapman. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Tom.
So what is going to happen to the Fawkner Outdoor Pool? I mean, the council, Moreland, says we're going to repurpose it. Well, what do you think that means?
Yeah, it's a really good question, Tom. I think the Fawkner community were really excited earlier this year when the consultation commenced from Moreland City Council, because it was very much billed as an upgrade to our facilities, and the community were really excited because the Fawkner Outdoor Pool was built in 1964, so it's been a really valuable community asset for a long time. And I suppose concerns started emerging when residents attended focus groups earlier this year, and really the words around repurposing and making hard decisions started coming to the fore, and it really became quite clear that the outdoor pool was at risk of closure. And the consultation period is still open. We're moving into a phase 2 at the moment, but it's been really difficult to ascertain the plans. And as your introduction mentioned, yes, it's been really difficult to work out whether, and we think it's a really important community asset and something that really needs to be maintained.
I did go to the Fawkner Pool a couple of times, but it must have been more than 25 years ago. Is it still a popular swimming location?
It really is, yes. It's a very much an old school facility, and it's very much valued by the local community. We've got a 50-metre outdoor pool facility with an adjoining diving pool. We've got toddler pools and sort of a middle-sized pool as well. So, yes, the numbers have been consistent from 2015 as per the Leisure Aquatic Strategy. So,
I mean, I've read in other locations the councils are looking for ways to save money. They've got rate capping, and COVID has obviously crimped their budgets. Do you think some sort of money-saving intent is at work here?
Yeah, because it's been very clear through the consultation as well that there's regulations that ascertain a hierarchy in pools, and Fawkner Leisure Centre has been designated as a district-level facility, so actually does share the same catchment and population projection as two other facilities in the Moreland region, but the same level of investment has not been allocated to Fawkner, and that's a concern to our residents and our community because we feel that we shouldn't be disadvantaged in this way. And it's as you said in your introduction, once these facilities are gone, they very rarely come back. We're very surprised that an upgrade doesn't include maintaining existing facilities. Okay,
but see, the weird thing is, if they're going to spend money on upgrading something, that has got to be more expensive than just keeping going what is already there.
Yes, I would agree with you, but you'd have to direct those questions to council, I think, because it's not clear what the cost would be to maintain it. They're saying it's an older facility, it's an ageing asset, but we feel that it's a very valuable asset, and regardless of age, that it performs a really important community function.
Okay, so what's the next step for you?
The next step for us, we're having an event. We've actually, since this emerged, we've actually managed to collect 1,400 signatures from our local and wider Moreland community, and we're continuing to do that. And I think that's particularly impressive during a hard lockdown as well in the recent times. That was in 6 weeks. We've got a really active campaign group, and I'd like to acknowledge the efforts. I'm the spokesperson. There's a lot of really committed local Fawkner residents as part of this campaign, and we've got an event planned which we encourage everyone to come to on the 3rd of July at the Fawkner Pool site, and that's a Summer in July event. event, and that's really to show Moreland Council how much the community values this asset in the community.
So, summer in July, so people just wear shorts and a singlet and thongs.
Yeah, absolutely. We are certainly going to do that. And it's really to show that, you can't use winter as a time to, while this is off the agenda, it's a seasonal pool, but it's we'd love to have it open year round, but certainly a summer in July is a really nice way of engaging people about the value of this pool.
And what time of day is the event?
At 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
And there's family activities. We're going to have music. It's going to be a fun event.
Great. 10 a.m., 3rd of July. If you want to save the Fawkner Pool, that's where you should be. 10 a.m., 3rd of July. Thank you, Jenny. Jenny Chapman, Save Fawkner Outdoor Pool spokesperson. As I said, it's eerily similar as to what was going to happen with the Fitzroy Pool back in 1994. That didn't happen. And in fact, years later, when they had to close the Richmond Pool, as it turned out, for several years to rebuild it, the Fitzroy Pool became absolutely vital in the People's Republic of Yarra to keep people swimming.